Ice up. Ice what?
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, poke it out, poke it out.
What is up, everybody? So, as you can see, don't freak out. Stuff is a little bit different for this video. This is just a test to see how you guys respond. It's a bit more interactive and less just me talking to a blank screen. You now have a little player on the side, which will play last week's highlights. First, it will play the last week's player of the game's highlights, which I have a little bit of. It's a Teddy Bridgewater highlight reel, but it involves Alvin Kamara a lot. So the two players that I think deserve the spotlight got the spotlight. Of course, I just ripped it off of the NFL's homepage because I thought of this idea 10 minutes before I recorded and didn't have enough time to go ahead and make something myself, but that's what we're working with for now. And after that finishes, the game highlights of the game that was played previously will play. This isn't just for the State of the Saints. This is for every video. I'll put pictures in there on different stuff, on like the recaps or the previews and recaps and all that fun stuff. This is going to be a pretty cool thing. As you can see at the bottom, there is a question of the day. And the question of the day is, are we okay without Drew? Now, the first comment that I see that has a legitimate explanation, not just yes, just question of the day, and then the answer will get a shout out in the next video. I know it's kind of lame, but that's really all I can do. I can't really do anything else, but now that you know that that's the case, this is how it will be. If you guys enjoy it like this, I'm going to put a poll up. Let me know if you like this style better than the rest. If I don't get copyrighted for this video, again, why it's a test, this will be the norm if you guys enjoy it as much as I think you will. So, with all of that interesting stuff being said, and it wasn't a waste of time this time, it's something that actually mattered, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about, again, the state of the Saints. Now, this is going to be moved from Wednesday to Tuesday. So every Tuesday this video will be coming out. This week I left the schedule the same because there was no point in messing myself up when I can just go and change it next week. So we'll have the recaps on Sundays, the state of the Saints on Tuesdays, the Madden predictions on Thursdays, and the actual game predictions on Saturdays. So pretty interesting schedule coming up. We have a lot to talk about, but today I wanted to talk about the state of the Saints. Now, we've been doing this each and every single Wednesday since the season started. I was doing this last year, so all of you that are telling me I'm stealing the State of the Saints podcast title and vibe and everything, get off of my channel because that's not what this is. I've been doing this for a long time, so we're here to talk Saints football, the state of the Saints, and we proved a ton. The state of the Saints, man, we proved that we're not a one-dimensional team. We succeeded in all three phases of football last Sunday. Defense, offense, special teams, each had a score, each had a touchdown. We proved just how deep and how successful we can be when we're firing on all cylinders. That's something we definitely need to look at for future reference. The Saints had a very complete game against Seattle. The question is, though, can we keep up this play against contenders like Dallas? Of course, Dallas is one of those 3-0 teams that we don't really know what they're capable of. They've played against, I think it was New York, the Dolphins, and I think maybe it was some other team that was complete dumpster juice. So there's a lot to be said here. We're not really sure what exactly the Dallas Cowboys are capable of. As you can see, I just switched to the Seahawks and Saints highlights. But we have to make sure that we don't overhype ourselves. I do trust this team, and I do think we could do great things. We just have to see more before we start talking trash to other teams, you feel? We got to make sure that Teddy Bridgewater can do the job. He had a very, very, very good game the other day. Everyone could sit here and say, check down Teddy, check down Teddy. He doesn't throw downfield. He hasn't amassed that confidence yet. That was his first meaningful game since 2015, and I feel like he did a really good job. Teddy Bridgewater manages the game perfectly while still managing to throw 2 touchdown passes, one of which was on fourth down on the 1-yard line to Michael Thomas. The other was like a check down that went 30 yards for Alvin Kamara. So Teddy Bridgewater played amazing. He didn't get sacked. He didn't fumble. He didn't throw an interception. He kept the offense on the field for at least two drives. So that, or not drive. You know what I mean. He got down to the first down marker 2 times. I don't know why that word isn't coming to my mind. Teddy Bridgewater did exactly what he needed to do. He let the defense rest up. He took his time. He surveyed the field. He didn't get sacked. He made sure to get rid of the ball when he needed to. There was a lot of upside to see from Teddy. He was 19 for 27, which he only had 8 incomplete passes, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is actually extremely good for a player who, in 2015, we thought his career was over. Everyone saw that gruesome knee injury he suffered. He was crying during the national anthem. He was emotional because he knew how hard he worked to be back in this position. If you're going to root for anybody in this league that has an underdog story, root for Teddy Bridgewater. He thought he was never going to play. Doctors thought he was going to lose his leg. He worked so hard to come back, and he did exactly what we needed him to do. As you see that bad play right there, don't talk about that. He did exactly what we needed him to do and carried us. The Seattle Seahawks were 15-0 at home in September under Pete Carroll since 2010. Teddy Bridgewater went out there and did something magnificent, but this isn't the Teddy Bridgewater show. I had to give him his praise. This is the state of the Saints. What do I think that the New Orleans Saints are capable of, are going to do? What is it looking like for the state of this team? I believe that the New Orleans Saints are still 100% playoff contenders. I was a bit shaky after Drew Brees went down. Everybody was. And I'm going to tell you right now, that was nothing but a state of shock. We were all shocked in our own ways, and mine was to automatically go to doubt. I've never experienced a Drew Brees injury before besides that one game he missed in 2015 against the Carolina Panthers, but that was just one game. Nobody would ever think Drew Brees would be gone for 6 weeks, and he has been. I still think this team is a almost lock for at least a wild card spot. Teddy Bridgewater, he stole the one game I didn't think was possible for us to win. The team did it. The defense played magnificent. Held them to 7 points. Held Russell Wilson to 7 points. 7 points. All the way until the fourth quarter. Magnificent play by the defense, offense, and special teams. That is how we are going to win these ball games. We need to make sure to try to fire on all cylinders as much as we can. The state of the Saints, it's looking great for us. Is it ideal? Heck no. It's not ideal. But it's manageable. It's salvageable. It's survivable. We can do this, and we've proved it already against Seattle. Let's go ahead and look at the divisions to see if the other teams have something to say about the fact that I think we can go to the playoffs and win this division still, despite Drew Brees' injury. Now, the Saints are 2-1. They play Dallas next week. That's going to be Dallas' first challenge, and the New Orleans Saints at probably like second or third biggest challenge, actually, because we've had to play the Texans, who can fire on all cylinders. The Rams, who are the Rams in Los Angeles. The Seahawks in Seattle. And I'm telling you, these Saints fans are going to have a warm welcome for us against Dallas. I can tell you that. The Buccaneers are 1-2, second in the division. They lost to New York, an 18-point comeback by Daniel Jones, who, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I definitely told everyone about him. When everyone was like, Dave Gettleman messed up. He's going to be trash. Why would they waste such a high pick on him? I reassured them, and, who was right? And then they play the Rams next week in Los Angeles. I'm very confident that the Bucs are going to fall to 1-3 here. Don't think they can beat Los Angeles in Los Angeles, but I mean, who knows? The Falcons are 1-2. They're not also second in the division. They're third in the division. They just lost to the Colts. They play the Titans at home next. The Panthers are 1-2. They blew out the Cardinals. Kyle Allen threw 4 touchdowns, and they play at Houston next. I don't think the Panthers are going to beat Houston. The Falcons may beat Tennessee, and the Buccaneers I don't think are going to beat the Rams. So as long as the Saints try to get things done as much as they can against Dallas at home, we will be perfectly fine. The division is wide open, but the Saints have a 1-game lead over everybody. So even if we lose it's still a tie all the way around with whoever wins next week. It's going to be a very interesting scenario. I don't say scenario. Let me know what you think about next week's game. Let me know what you think about the state of the Saints. I'm going to go ahead and give you my last little rundown as far as the state of the Saints go. First, I'd like to say it's not over. Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, everybody but that one dude from First Things First that I forgot the name of. You guys are stupid. Especially you, Stephen A. Smith. He had some very harsh things to say about us when Drew Brees went down. He said the Saints are done, period. Nothing they can do. They're not going into Seattle and winning. Eat your words, Stephen. Of course, I do think that this team is a playoff caliber team. We've demonstrated it time and time and time again. But against Seattle, I cannot express enough how big of a win this was. Against Seattle in Seattle, that does not happen. The New Orleans Saints went with Teddy Bridgewater, got it done. As long as we could turn those extremely nice pressures into sacks next week against another mobile quarterback, it's going to be a very, very, very hard game for the Dallas Cowboys to win if Alvin Kamara can play how he did and we get that dome involved. So go ahead and let me know. Do you think the Saints are still playoff contenders? Do you think we're okay without Drew? What do you think about the New Orleans Saints? What's the state of us? Do you think we could succeed? Do you think we're going to fail? Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below because I promise you I read all of the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you like this whole layout thing. I'll be sure to do it next time if you do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy that 27-7 score while you can look at it. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios. By the way, we were like 4 for 4 on stopping them on 4th down. Or 4 for 5 or 3 for 4. Something like that. Very good 4th down defense. This team showed me something I didn't expect last week. I am high on us. We are playoff contenders. We're going to go and get it done. Who dat, everybody? And I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Boop.
Ballin' like Barkley, wrist so sparkly.